Now, who are these people who are creating these laws that have the death penalty here, the death penalty here, the death penalty here, and the death penalty here? They are the same people who insisted on the blood sacrifices, although Jeremiah 7:21 says, burnt offerings and sacrifices I did not command you when I brought you out of the land of Mitzrayim. But they insisted on setting up a temple and sacrificing and sacrificing and sacrificing. And Isaiah said, I've had it with your new moons and Sabbaths. Your hands are full of blood. Stop the sacrifice. Mashiach died on the cross and said it is finished. Now, these same people who want to propose these Noahide laws with its decapitation for anybody they don't like are the ones who are sacrificing animals again in Jerusalem in the high place. Okay, slide 14. Theft is forbidden. The command is consistent with the 10 Devarim, actually given to us in writing in both Shemot 20 and Devarim 5, but why are others cut out? Under the Noahide laws, Gentiles don't have to honor their father and their mother, even though that law was actually given to Noah. They can obviously bear false witness, and covetousness is obviously permitted. You know, you have fraud by omission, right? You have fraud by omission. Oh, we left that out. And believe me, in the rabbinical world, when you leave something out as a prohibition, that means you can do it. In other words, if it says no adulterous and incestuous relations, but we didn't say no sex with children is in. Okay, Noahide number 6. Eating the flesh of a living animal is forbidden. All right, okay, I guess somebody did this back in the old days. You know, hey, we need a leg of lamb. Go cut off the lamb's leg and then let them go around with 3 legs for a while. I mean, nobody does that now in the modern world, but I guess they did in the old world. It's interesting, given that the teaching of the apostles is to avoid meat sacrificed to idols. You see, when you talk about what's in the book of Acts, here James is telling them, look, tell them not to eat meat sacrificed to idols, not this business of, cut off a limb and let it live, right? To somehow pull out this obscure law somehow means by omission that eating blood or unclean food is expressly allowed for the Gentiles, right? And you see, it's not what they said, it's what they didn't say. Okay, the only food law that's going to apply to you guys is don't cut off an animal's limb and eat it and leave the animal living. That's the only food law. The other food laws about not eating pork and shellfish and all that only belongs to us, not you. That's ours, not yours. That's just ours, not yours. You guys can eat whatever you want. Just don't cut off one limb, right? That's the implication from that. Okay, Noahide number 7. Mankind is commanded to establish courts of justice and a just social order to enforce the first 6 laws and enact any other useful laws or customs. And who wants to be the worldwide Supreme Court? Well, none other than the nation Sanhedrin, who now meet in their new synagogue under the Temple Mount. Now, this is a picture of this synagogue that's been created underneath the Temple Mount that seats the 70 who sit around some giant pomegranate. Now, I don't know what the deal is with the giant pomegranate. I guess because the pomegranate is full of seed, they eat the fruit full of seed. Therefore, it's somehow fruitful or, harvestful or something. I don't know. But anyway, they have the giant pomegranate, and the 70 sit around it under the Temple Mount. This is the proposed World Supreme Court, the nation Sanhedrin, who will be adjudicating our guilt or innocence under these trumped-up, phony, fakey, rabbinically created Noahide laws. The Noahide laws have no place in the United States and should be foreclosed by international law to be inapplicable in all nations with the possible exception of Israel. In addition to being an open contradiction to the Torah, anathema to the teaching of the Mashiach, and fraudulent in their creation, they also violate the First Amendment to the United States Constitution. End of argument. Now, let's talk about the claims of the Noahide laws, right? And we're going to go into these a little bit, and we're going to see why these Noahide laws are just absolutely full of beans, okay? Here's the claim. To the Jewish people, God gave the entire Torah teaching as their law. They therefore have a special responsibility with special commandments to be the priesthood of the world and a light unto the nations. Okay, this is from the Jews and Hasidic Gentiles united to save America, okay, or JHAG USA. Now, here's the scripture that says, you're dead wrong, you're completely wrong. And Moshe went up into Elohim, and Yahweh called unto him out of the mountain, saying, thus shall you say to the house of Yaakov and tell the children of Yasharel. Does it say to the house of Judah only? No, it says to tell the children of Yasharel, all of the tribes. Ye have seen what I did to the Mitzrayim, and how I bore you out on eagle's wings and brought you into myself. Now, therefore, if ye will obey my voice indeed and guard at my covenant, then you shall be a peculiar treasure unto me above all people, for all the earth is mine, and you shall be unto me a kingdom of priests and a holy nation. These are the words which you shall speak unto the children of Yasharel. That's all of the children of Yasharel. That is to say, Ephraim is a king and a priest. Manasseh is a king and a priest. Asher is a king and a priest. Benjamin's a king and a priest. Shimon is a king and a priest.